Hey, welcome back, everyone. Our friends over at MyBookie thought it was time for us to take a little break from all that is going on. So I have invited my very best friend, austere religious scholar Michael Knowles, to play a little game. 2 truths, 1 lie. The game is simple. One person lists off 3 things about themselves. 2 of them are the God's honest truth. 1 is a bald-faced lie. The other person must determine which is the lie. Whomever guesses the most lies is the winner.
You know, Ben, I'm very honored to get this invitation. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be a difficult game. I actually think that I'm at a disadvantage here because, like Abe Lincoln, I have never told a lie. But I'm going to do my best. And I was thinking, since we're here, I don't get to see you anymore in the studio. We're thousands of miles apart. I figured maybe we make it interesting. We add a little wager. You know, I still have some cash left over from 2016. Oh, so I was thinking, I don't know, maybe like a friendly bet, maybe $100, something like that. Oh yeah,
let's do this thing. Let me just tell you, when I walked into the bank this morning and I got myself 100 ones for this, either they thought that I was headed to the world's worst strip club, or I was about to do an enormous amount of good for the homeless people all around South Florida by driving off of every off-ramp and just handing every single person a 1.
You might have been working on a really important story about Hunter Biden. You might have just been getting ready to do all your research all around. That's true. Either way, though, I'm excited.
Right. Alrighty, here we go. Which of the following statements is the lie? I once caught a foul ball at a baseball game. I was called on stage at a Vegas magic show. I once won a small lottery prize.
I'm going to say you never were called on stage at a Vegas magic show. That's the lie.
Wrong. I was indeed called on stage at a Vegas magic show. Actually, it's a fantastic story. It actually is a really good story. Like they called me on stage and they lined me up. It was the magician, it was Lance Burton, award-winning magician, and he was standing next to a girl who was standing next to me, and he took out his top hat, and he started pulling eggs out of the hat, and he would hand them to her, and she was supposed to hand them to me, and I would run out of hands and drop the eggs, and that was the joke, right? There's only one problem. I was wearing the world's baggiest sweatpants that day, and so he handed her the eggs. She handed me the eggs. I started stuffing the eggs in my pockets. He actually ran out of eggs. So joke's on you, Lance Burton. Never call Shapiro on stage.
Magician destroyed.
Correct.
Magician destroyed with sweatpants and logic.
Correct. Yeah. I was 12 at the time. And that's when the legacy began.
So which was the lie?
So the lie was that I've never won a small lottery prize.
Wow. Not even a scratcher?
No, nothing. I don't participate in the lottery. The lottery's for suckers.
No, you're right. It's just, whenever people give me scratchers, I always say it's the worst gift for a conservative because you're giving me the ability to pay extra taxes. I don't like it very much. Okay. Which of these following statements is a lie? I speak Portuguese. I attended George Soros's wedding. I've never read War and Peace.
Okay. I feel like I would have heard if you'd attended Soros's wedding. So I'll say you attended Soros's wedding is the lie.
I attended George Soros's wedding.
What?
I did. This is one of my favorite stories. Back in my wayward youth, for a couple years after college, I was a professional actor. I was like working all these terrible acting jobs in New York, plays and TV shows and stuff like that. So I get called on an audition for a live theater event. And I show up, I go to take any audition I can get. And they say, okay, what languages do you speak? So I say, I speak this language, that language, whatever. And I jokingly added, I said, and Esperanto. I said, that probably won't matter though. And they said, no, it does matter. The client speaks Esperanto. I said, it's George Soros. They said, how'd you know that? And I was like, because there are like 4 people that speak Esperanto, one of whom is George Soros. He's the only one with money. And so I went, they were hiring actors to be fake sommelier at the wedding because they wanted to discriminate based on looks and how you talk and everything. So I go, and I'm there, I'm pouring wine for Christine Lagarde, head of the IMF. Pelosi is there, Bono is there, Kofi Annan is there. I was in the heart of it. And it did actually make me think that this whole idea of the conspiracy theories and all that is not that great. Because if they had even just Googled me, they would have found out that I am definitely a conservative Republican. But instead, they just let me right in. I was right there in the heart of it all.
You could have unmasked everything. Everything.
I know.
I mean, if you had just wandered into the wrong bedroom, all of this could have been stopped.
Yeah, I know. If only I had been a little quicker on my feet at Soros's wedding. I'll have to wait for his next wedding.
So which one is the lie?
The lie is, I don't speak Portuguese.
Okay, that was next
but
on my list.
But I've also never read War and Peace.
Yeah. I figured there was a significant possibility you'd not read War and Peace, considering you wrote a book with no words in it. But anyway, continue. Alrighty, my turn. Which of the following statements is a lie? I have a picture with Kiefer Sutherland. I have a picture with Andrew Breitbart. I have a picture with Ozzie Guillen.
Okay, well, you obviously have a picture with Breitbart. I don't even know who the last guy is. And I wouldn't be surprised if you have a photo with Kiefer Sutherland when you guys were out like solving crimes and stuff together. So I'm going to go with the third one. The third one's the lie.
No, the lie is that I have a picture with Andrew Breitbart. Unbelievably enough, I have no picture with Andrew Breitbart. It's one of the great regrets of my life. Because, you know, when
you're serious?
Yeah, when you're friends with people, like, you really don't often take pictures with them. It's actually something that I've made a point of doing since Andrew died. I remember that Jeremy and I basically had no pictures together. And then we were at some event maybe 5-6 years ago, and I was like, dude, we have no pictures together. If you get hit by a truck tomorrow, nobody's ever going to know that we were business partners. And so we should really like grab a picture. So now I make a point of trying to get pictures with friends. But yeah, I mean, I worked with Andrew. I knew Andrew for 15 years, and there's not a single picture of us together. And I'm really pissed about it because he like threw me a book party when one of my books came out about TV. He was like the guy behind it. Yeah. And I know that there were pictures taken at that event and none of them have ever surfaced. So it's really a point of high irritation for me. It's really sad, actually.
Wow, that's interesting. That is actually good advice. Yeah, because that does happen when you're around people all the time and you don't take pictures with them. Wow, that's crazy. Which of the following statements is a lie? Hillary Clinton is my cousin-in-law. I have Osgood Schlatter's disease. I love Atlas Shrugged.
I'm going to go with I love Atlas Shrugged. I actually don't think you love Atlas Shrugged. I mean, you're a Catholic and you're a big government Catholic sometimes, and so yeah, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I prefer the phrase imperialist Catholic. You know, just like a full on. No, you're right. I hate Atlas Shrugged. I hate it. I used to like some of Ayn Rand's writing when I was a teenager, like the shorter books. But that damn book, Atlas, I've tried to read it like 15 times, and I always get to page 2028, and I just like give up. I'm like, I'm not.
You didn't even make it to the Galt speech. Okay, you didn't even make it to the.
I know. I didn't even make it to
the recap of the entire book in another 80 pages. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What is Oswald Schlatter's disease?
Oh, it's Osgood Schlatter disease. Thank you for your ableist language. It's when you've got a little bump on your knee. There's a name for it. It's called Osgood Schlatter disease. It's very tough as a Catholic, by the way, because you got to kneel down a lot. But listen, I bear my injuries and I make it through despite the suppressive culture.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Which of the following statements is the lie? I wanted to major in genetic science. I did once major in philosophy. And I did once major in English.
Which is a lie. And they're all you did want to.
Well, one was I wanted to, and two are I did. So I wanted to major in genetic science. I did major in philosophy. I did major in English.
I'm going to say the lie is that you majored in English. I don't think you majored in English.
That's right. I did not major in English. Ding, ding, correct. Didn't major in English.
Yeah,
I knew more than the professors. I didn't need to major in English. What kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah. It's like, excuse me, guys. I've already written 15 books. Okay, I don't need you to teach me about the English language. Okay, which of the following statements is a lie? I play the sitar. I play chess. I voted for Bob Dole in 1996.
How old is Knowles? This is the question about voting for Bob Dole in 96. So, how old are you, Knowles?
30.
30. Okay, fine. So, you're 30. It is now 2020. So, so that means that you would have had to vote for Bob Dole in 1996 when you were 6 years old. So I will go with that being the lie, unless you committed voter fraud, which I wouldn't put past you. But I feel like committing voter fraud at age 6 would still be kind of weird. So I'll go with that one.
I voted for Bob Dole in 1996. I did. I think it's hard to tell. I mean, what I did certainly violated the law, but the reason is I was 6 years old. My mother was going to vote for Clinton. I don't know why, because she voted for she worked for Reagan for a while. She was kind of a Republican, kind of a Democrat. But in 96, I hated Clinton. Because I don't know, I'd seen like CNN or something, and I knew that he was a draft dodger, and I knew that Dole was a war hero, and that's all I knew about the race. And I just loved Dole, and I begged my mother, little 6-year-old Michael, little parted hair. I was like, "Mom, you have to vote for Dole." And she was like, what's wrong with this kid? And then on election day, I went to the polling with her, and she said, "You know what, Michael, you're so into this. Come into the voting booth with me." Came into the voting booth, and she let me go up and pick Dole, and then pull the lever. So this is my admission that little 6-year-old Michael committed voter fraud. Now voter fraud is obviously very mainstream, but back then I like to think I was a visionary.
Which of the following statements is the lie? I am a good violinist. I can play the piano. I am a world-class whistler.
You are not a world-class whistler. There's no way that's true.
No, that actually is true. I'm a very, very
What?
good whistler.
You're kidding.
I'm
me.
an excellent
How
whistler.
have I've never heard you whistle.
Oh, yeah. I have a couple of particular very odd skills, like Liam Neeson in Taken, but incredibly useless and not useful in a hostage situation.
I will find you.
And so I can play tunes on my cheeks. This is one of the things I can do. So, for example, pick a tune. We'll do name that tune here.
How about Zippity Doo Dah?
Okay. Well, I know it's racist now, isn't it? But here we'll
I know
we'll try it
we're
anyway.
going to get canceled if we even do
Yeah,
it.
I see. Here we go.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing.
That was so much more impressive than I thought it was going to be.
Right? You thought it was just going to be like the rhythm, but it actually is the tune. I know it's pretty incredible. I can do Mozart. I'm famous for my Queen of the Night aria, which that's him.
Wow, I have a lot of questions. I have a question. That is so much more entertaining than it has any right to be. That
Correct.
is like really wow.
It's
Wow.
also,
that's,
yeah. I mean, listen. Some pundits abuse themselves on Zoom calls. Others hit themselves in the face on Zoom calls.
wow.
As for the whistling, I'm a very good whistler. So
that's very impressive. But you don't play piano?
no, I can play the first few bars of the Moonlight Sonata, and that is about it.
You can play your cheeks, but you can't play piano. That is, wow. All right, I lost that one fair and square. Which of the following statements is a Catholic lie? In vitro fertilization is permitted within the Catholic Church so long as no embryos are killed and one biological parent remains in the child's life. Saint Genesius is the patron saint of clowns, movies, actors, plumbers, and torture victims. The Big Bang Theory was developed by a Belgian Catholic priest named Father George Lemaitre.
I'll go with the second one. Although I don't know, maybe there's a patron saint of plumbers.
Actually, Saint Genesius is the patron saint of clowns, movies, actors, plumbers, and torture victims.
So he's your patron saint then, I guess. I mean, you're a clown and an actor. I mean, like we're there.
This is no joke. When I was like 12 years old or something like that, I wore a little medal of Saint Genesius around my neck. I actually had. There's like some debate over whether Saint Genesius even lived, but I did. I gotta love Saint Genesius. No, the lie was IVF. No IVF, can't do it. Never.
Really?
No IVF at all. I mean, there's a lot of confusing statements coming out of the Vatican these days, but the one they still have not backed down on is IVF.
Interesting. Okay, I did not know that. Alrighty. Michael, I'm going to continue with this idiotic game, but first, let's talk about the people who are making all of this possible. It can be a lot of fun betting on sports and politics. Actually, I did a bunch of prop bets for that last presidential debate. Can't say I did fantastically well, but it is betting season at MyBookie. As if you weren't already way too into politics right now with MyBookie, you can bet on things like the winner of the presidential election, even the day the loser will concede the race, which is kind of dark. They even had betting opportunities, for example, on that presidential debate. So, will Joe Biden call Trump a racist, for example? I mean, the answer obviously was yes. Nothing makes an event more exciting than putting some money on it. Makes it fun. With sports and election season in full swing, now's the time to try your hand. Whether you've been betting for years or you're ready to play for the first time, MyBookie is your go-to this season. With the biggest online selection of bets and props, MyBookie has made it simple to win and easy to withdraw your cash. So, for example, I bet on the color of the ties the candidates were going to wear. I got that one right. Head on over to MyBookie to create an account. Just use the promo code Shapiro to claim your 100% deposit match all the way up to $1,000. That means if you put in $100, they'll give you another $100. It's an easy way to jumpstart that bankroll. NFL, NBA, MLB, everything else, they've got it all on tap. It's never too late to get started on your winning season, only at MyBookie. Alrighty, let's get back into it. Which of the following statements is the lie? And here's where I confess all my sins. You ready? Here we go. I have accidentally eaten chicken parmesan. I have accidentally eaten bacon. I have accidentally eaten cow brains.
There's no way you could accidentally eat chicken parmesan because you would see the cheese on it. There is a way you could accidentally eat bacon if it were like in something, but it were kind of chopped up small. And I don't think you could eat cow brains accidentally. I've eaten cow brains, so I'm going to say the lie is I don't think you've accidentally eaten chicken parmesan.
I have accidentally eaten chicken parmesan. And it was, by the way, it was absolutely delicious. My goodness.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
just
I know.
so good.
I know.
mean, I used to make this pesto chicken. You take pesto, you put it on the inside of the chicken, and then you bread it with like onion rings, and it's really, really good. And I went to the kosher market, and I picked up a packet of pesto. What I neglected to check is that the pesto was mixed with Parmesan cheese. And so I cooked it, and I started to eat it. And I said to my wife, this is the greatest chicken I have ever made in my entire life. This is unbelievably good. And she said, I don't think that that's kosher. And I was like, oh, no. Yeah, I did accidentally.
No.
Yeah, so
Tell me that once I finish this delicious chicken parmesan,
Let me
then
just
we'll
swallow
double
this
check.
and just, yeah, exactly. I've never accidentally eaten bacon. As far as cow brains, it's mainly because I was a kid, and who the hell knows what is it? Sweetbread?
Sweetbreads, yeah.
Right. So when they said sweetbreads, you think of yourself, okay, like what could it be? Like it can't be anything bad, and then it's like, oh no, you're eating the prefrontal cortex of a cow. So that's terrifying.
Yeah. Pretty good. Not as good as chicken parmesan, but it is. I can get into it sometimes. Well, I'm glad you had the experience of chicken parmesan. At some point, you have to accidentally try bacon because there's a Yiddish expression, which is if you're going to eat pork, eat it till your mouth drips or something. I can't do it in Yiddish, but it's something like that.
I've never heard that one, but okay.
Okay, which of the following is the lie? I wear contacts. I leaned into pitches in Little League. I directed opera in college.
You leaned into pitches in Little League.
You know I leaned. I couldn't hit that ball for anything. I was leaning into
they
pitches almost every
true,
time.
Though. I just had to guess. They all feel so true.
Yeah, no context because I get afraid with the thing in my eye, so I can't do it. It's just blurry.
So you're
when
just
I'm driving
blind?
at night,
Yeah,
it's all just a sea of color.
Because I know you wear the Rachel Maddow glasses. So if you don't have the Rachel Maddow glasses, you're literally just you're flying blind right now. Like I could come over there and just smack you in the head, and you'd have no idea which direction I was coming from right now.
I'd have no idea whatsoever. I'm just seeing a sort of
glossy,
gauzy Shapiro shape.
Yeah, you should have revealed. You should never have revealed this. This is not going to redound to your benefit. Okay, here we go. Which of the following statements is the lie? I skipped 3rd grade. I skipped 4th grade. I skipped 9th grade.
You did not skip 9th grade. You're more likely to skip a grade when you're younger. So I'm going to say you did not skip 9th grade.
I did skip 9th grade. I did not skip 4th grade. So.
You skipped 3rd and 9th?
3rd and 9th, yeah.
Man, of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you skipped those 2 grades. That's fair enough. You're like the only guy ever who skipped a high school grade. Yep. All right. Which of the following is the lie? I once got into a car chase in Arabia. I played drums in my high school band. I was once given my own float down 5th Avenue for the Columbus Day Parade.
God, these are so bizarre. I'll say the float in the Columbus Day Parade because that's yet to come. You're going to be the only person in New York who still approves of Columbus Day. So the entire parade will just be you in a float. And it won't actually be like a full float. It'll actually be just like a flotation device from a pool. And it's just you walking down 5th Avenue. And we'll call it a parade.
And I'll be driving it away from the mob that's coming to tar and feather me. I actually was given my own float in the Columbus Day Parade.
Because no one else would be on a float with you, or what?
It was just me, and it was because I had done I translated a play by Machiavelli, and it was like the 500th anniversary of a Machiavelli of The Prince. And so the Columbus Foundation found me and gave me this float, and I felt like freaking Mussolini because they gave me this big float and a microphone, and I was just sort of like spouting off whatever I wanted. The only 2 other people on the float were these 2 gals that I like picked up at the start of the parade, and I called them my Machiavettes. So that was true.
So it's just you on the microphone going, blood alone greases the wheels of history.
It was great. Luckily it was in Italian, so they didn't all understand it. But yeah, it was really quite a sight.
It's amazing how cultured you are for such a schmuck. All right. Anyway, here we go. Round, brilliant, marquise, oval, cushion, heart, pear, and emerald-shaped diamonds all feature 58 facets. The woodpecker finch lives in the Galapagos Islands and uses a cactus spine to drill holes in wood. Epstein killed himself.
Which of these is the lie? I'm going to have to think. I don't know a whole lot about the finches, and about the diamonds, but I'm going to have to say Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. That's what I think.
Okay, you got that one right. I mean, there's obviously.
that was a gimme.
Obviously.
That was a gimme.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, since you just moved to Florida, which of the following Florida Man headlines is the lie? Florida man arrested following bust of python breeding ring behind Miami Gardens Waffle House. Florida man accused of using Kool-Aid packet to ring up $994 in charges at Walmart. Florida man is sole out-of-state traveler busted in New York City for breaking quarantine.
I'll go with the third. I can't imagine that nobody else has been busted for breaking quarantine in New York City. I mean, it seems like, even Chris Cuomo got a letter, didn't he? For like not wearing his mask and stuff. So I'll go with the third one.
Luckily, in Chris Cuomo's case, it was signed by his brother, so it wasn't a huge deal. Florida man was the sole out-of-state traveler in New York City busted for quarantine.
All right. Damn it, Ron DeSantis.
I know, Ron DeSantis is killing it. The lie, actually, and I don't think I would have gotten this one right either, is that a Florida man was not arrested following the bust of a python breeding ring behind the Miami Gardens Waffle House. It must have been behind the Jupiter Waffle House.
Yeah, no way I would have gotten that one. I thought for sure that was the Gimme Florida man story. Okay, fine. All right. Which of the following statements is a lie? In high school, I was on the chess team. In high school, I was on Model UN. In high school, I was the editor of my school newspaper.
Which is a lie, huh? You weren't the editor of the newspaper because you're too conservative. There's no way they would let you actually be. That's the one that like seems like it should be true because you're the editor of news outlets now. So I'm going to say that's the lie.
No, that's true. I went to a Jewish school. Remember, I didn't go to a public school, so I went to a Jewish parochial school. So I was the editor of the newspaper until they tried to thrust upon me a co-editor, at which point, as per my usual arrangement, I quit. The actual lie there was no chess team at the Jewish high school, which is shocking.
That is, yeah, wow. That I would not have expected that.
I know. Other things that were not. There was no finance and accounting team at the Jewish high school, and no banking team at the Jewish high school, and no global conspiracy team or weather control team at the Jewish high school, as it turns out.
Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, not even meteorology club. Okay, well, that's fine.
So, guys, I have to leave because this has been terrible. But who won? Everyone's a winner!
Great. Oh, right. Wow.
Except I'm still the loser because I paid
where's
this
that money at?
salary.
Oh, wow. Oh, great. This is, oh, yeah.
Wow. Look at all of these ones. Wow. This will buy me a gallon of gasoline.
This is so great. We're all going to be Hunter Biden tonight, Ben.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors over at MyBookie. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.